welcome you and appreciate you coming. We just want to have some recognition of some of the people in the audience. We have Delegate Chris Head with us, who's been working with us on various projects throughout the last couple of years. We appreciate that. We also have members of the Board of Supervisors. We have Chairman Mike Altizer, Vice Chairwoman Charlotte Moore, Board Member Butch Church, Board Member Ed Ellswick. We also have the Mayor of Vinton, Brad Gross, a good friend of mine, Town Manager Chris Lawrence. We also have a lot of other staff members. We have members of the VRFA here. We have members of the Park Advisory Committee here. We want to welcome all of those here, and what I'll do is invite, I think, Casey up here to start the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Before we get started, I'd like to thank Chairman Altizer and the Roanoke County Board of Supervisors, the VRFA. Especially like to thank VRFA Board Member Tucker Lemon, Delegate Head, and David Hurt. I'd like to thank park staff and volunteers, Judy Cunningham, and I'd especially like to thank Debbie Pitts. Quite honestly, the park is not in the position it's in right now if it's not for Debbie Pitts, and that's just something that needs to be known. So I'd like to have a special thank you for her. And welcome you all. Thanks for everybody for coming. In 1985, a group of Roanoke Valley-based community and business leaders formed the River Foundation, a Virginia non-stock, non-profit corporation to create an attraction for the use, enjoyment, recreation, and benefit of all residents in and visitors to the Roanoke Valley and the Blue Ridge Parkway. This vision was to create an anchor attraction that would serve as the hub for tourism in the western part of the Commonwealth, causing travelers to stop in our area, enjoy our attractions, eat at our restaurants, and sleep in our hotels. On July 1st, 1986, the Virginia General Assembly created the Virginia Recreational Facilities Authority, a political subdivision of the Commonwealth of Virginia, in order to provide a high-quality recreation attraction, expand the historical knowledge of adults and children, promote tourism and economic development, set aside and conserve scenic and natural areas along the Roanoke River, enhance and expand research and educational programs. The Virginia Recreational Facilities Authority, the River Foundation, our partners, volunteers, and donors successfully created an 1,100-acre park on the Blue Ridge Parkway with 10 regional historical structures, modern facilities, extensive infrastructures to support the park, an International Mountain Biking Association sanctioned 9-mile bike trail system, miles of hiking trails and public access to the Roanoke River. And since 1986, $52 million have been invested in the creation and operation of Virginia's Explore Park for the citizens of the community and tourists to our region. The park officially opened in 1994, and for 19 years, it has provided an educational opportunities for our children each year, provided a venue for weddings and social events, and entertained hundreds of thousands of visitors. It has provided tourist information to travelers at the Blue Ridge Parkway Visitor Center, an outdoor venue for picnics, hiking, fishing, nature watching, and exploration. But this has not been without its challenges. In 2001, after the loss of state funding, Explore Park's Board of Directors signed a 5-year cooperation agreement with Roanoke County, whereby the county agreed to provide increased financial and in-kind support while the park worked to regain state support and increase private donations during this budget crisis. This agreement expired on June 30th, 2006. However, Roanoke County continued to provide in-kind support. In June 2005, Virginia Living Histories, a Florida-based developer, was interested in creating a family destination attraction on Explore Park property. As you know, this lease expired in 2010. While it set Explore Park back in terms of operations, the lease option required the VLH give all of its studies and master plans to the VRFA. We are now in possession of these plans and have been selectively using them as a guide for future venues and improvements. Having this extensive infrastructure in place provides a framework for future development, and the options are many. However, the VRFA needs a partner with resources to make it a reality, and Roanoke County has stepped forward. They have an interest in the future of Explore Park and utilizing this amazing resource to serve residents and tourists to our region. They have presented a proposal to the VRFA to lease Explore Park for 99 years. Under the terms of the lease, the county will preserve the historic structures while they complete a master plan for future development. While they are conducting the master plan, they will continue to provide public access programs and operation of the Blue Ridge Parkway Visitor Center. The VRFA and Roanoke County are currently working through terms of the lease and will hold public hearings to obtain input from stakeholders and citizens. We look forward to hearing from your comments and suggestions and ideas. Roanoke County shares the VRFA's vision for Explore Park to be a leader in providing outdoor recreation opportunities, stewardship of our region's heritage, and advocacy for environmental conservation for the enjoyment, education, and inspiration of present and future generations. The VRFA thinks that this lease with Roanoke County will begin an exciting new chapter in the life of Virginia's Explore Park. We're excited about the opportunities this provides for Virginia's Explore Park and the Roanoke Valley. Thank you.
This is a great day. For some, that may not come to realization until a lot of things happen over a period of time. But before I get into this, I do need to make some remarks. And first of all, I'd like to have the VRFA members that are here that have really taken care of this and done what they've done for over the years. I'd like to ask you to stand. You know, you've been appointed and asked to secure, take after, look after, manage, babysit, and do the best you could with over 1,100 acres of land in Roanoke County and Bedford County. And a lot of that has come with no funding. When there is no funding, you have no help. But I will tell you, it would have been very, very easy for the VRFA to just throw up their hands and said to the state of Virginia, we want to revert and you can have it back. But they did not. They had a care and a love for Explore Park. They have fought, and, I think it's because of them. I don't believe we could have had any better representatives on the VRFA that could have got Explore Park this long and this far in and not had to have done something that drastic. So I commend you. I commend you for your hard work. I commend you for your dedication. And, you're just a great, wonderful group of people that really in your heart is what drove you here, not because of something you had to do. And so on behalf of our board and myself, we thank you. We thank you for what you've done. We look forward to this relationship that we're going to have, and it will be good. And Debbie Pitts, Debbie, stand up. The unsung hero, you really have. I think you spent well over 30 years with Roanoke County. Last 5 to 10 years, you ran Explore Park. You retired. You came back. And you've been everything. You've been everything from economic development to janitor to picking up trash, meeting with people, and doing the best you can. So we honor you today. Our board thanks you for all your dedicated hard work. And, we just can't say enough, so thank you. I am here today to announce that Roanoke County has reached an agreement in principle with the VRFA to lease 1,100 acres of Explore Park for 99 years at $1 per year. And trust me when I tell you, we will pay that in advance. While there are still a few things to iron out, we expect to have those ironed out in the coming weeks. And just to give you some timetables, the Board of Supervisors will have their first reading of the lease on September 10th and the second reading of the lease on September 24th. And we will be holding a community meeting here on September 19th with stakeholders, including neighbors, Blue Ridge Parkway, Greenway Commission, and other interested parties. Doug Blunt, our Director of Parks and Recreation, will give the presentation about the scope, the vision, and timelines on how things will happen. In the coming weeks, the VRFA and Roanoke County will set up a transition team to make sure that there is an orderly transfer of stewardship of Explore Park. Let's talk a little bit about what Roanoke County brings to the table. And these are the three things that Roanoke County has guaranteed. As we met in our first negotiations sessions, I told those folks there, here's three things that I can guarantee you. Number one, and I believe this happens today, is stability to Explorer Park. I believe as of today, Explorer Park is stable, and I will say to the private sector and anyone out there that's ever had a hint that they wanted to do something or partner with, that day begins today, and you can rest assured that Roanoke County is going to work with the private sector to develop and to add things to the vision of what Explorer Park was supposed to be and what it will be in the future. The second thing is we guarantee opportunity. Roanoke County has always been successful in the things that we have undertaken. Economic development now will have the confidence to invest for the long term. From the opportunity standpoint, opportunities will be created by Roanoke County's vast contacts and a large staff. We are not hiring anyone new. We're using existing staff to be able to, on a daily basis, be able to talk to people, answer questions, and work to bring the private sector to do things that need to be done to make Explorer Park successful. Again, we will be seeking out groups and investors who will be willing to locate at Explorer, donate time to Explorer to help with the resurrection of this grand old lady who is a little tethered, but I tell you, she will be dressed much better in the years to come. Let me make perfectly clear that this is not going to be achieved overnight. This is a long-term process. It's going to happen gradually, methodically, with a well-planned out staff and a master plan that will be developed by Doug Blunt, our Director of Parks and Recreation, and we will do the right things. We will think it out. We will encourage the private sector. We will encourage any group that wants to become a partner to make this park what it needs to be. And that's outdoor active, passive recreation. It is about economic development. It's about a destination in Roanoke County and the Roanoke Valley and bringing people here who will eventually come here. They'll shop in the town of Vinton. They'll shop in downtown Roanoke, and their money will stay here. They will go home. And these are long-term goals and plans, but we have the staff and the ability to start to initiate those types of things to happen. Our progress at Explorer Park is not going to start and not going to be top-down. It's going to be from bottom up. We will measure the success every year for Explorer Park on small victories. I mean, I'm going to tell you, if we build a new bathroom, we're going to tell you, and that's a success. If we build a new picnic pavilion to where it can be leased out and generate revenue, we're going to tell you. When we get some of the overgrowth cleaned up and we go in and reopen some of those trails and do things, we're going to let you know. We're going to build Explorer Park over time, one thing at a time, and we're going to be proud of every small victory that we have. My papers are sticking together, so. You know, Explorer Park will be developed in a mostly passive recreation, including trails, with the private sector's help, campgrounds, RV parks, actively bringing all the way from West County to eventually to Explorer Park, the Greenway. How many miles can people enjoy and do and walk and bike and have a great experience at the end and end up here? One of our first projects that's going to happen relatively quickly is to restore the Brew Tavern, the Taubman Building, and the Country Church, and hopefully turning those into revenue-generating structures. Our Economic Development Department will begin to reach out to the private sector for businesses interested in opening in Explore or investing in Explore. This agreement will add 1,100 acres to our Parks and Recs land bank. This is monumental. It's monumental for the future of Roanoke County. It's monumental for the future of this valley. I would say to you that I would rather have 25 small victories than one big victory. Today, this grand lady, again, is stable. We want everyone to know that. She is now set for an abundance of opportunity, and her future will be secured. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're as excited as we are in Roanoke County. This is going to be a great opportunity. I am glad to think that down the road, we do not have to worry about eventually that it would have been padlocked and overgrown in 10 or 20 years before anyone could have ever invested something to get her back to what she is. And that would have taken millions of dollars by that time. This is an exciting day. I thank the VRFA again for all your help, everyone. And you know, our lease, once that's finalized, it'll certainly be up for review for people to look. There is no commitments for Roanoke County for certain dollar amounts, but there are commitments that we're going to come in and we're going to mow grass and we're going to cut some trees down and we're going to secure the historical structures. We're going to make sure that they're not leaking, they're not being eat up with bugs and all like that, to try to preserve them for a future date and hopefully a future use later. So in closing, I really hope everyone leaves with the same excitement that we have. Enjoy the view, enjoy the feel when you leave here, and a vision 20 years what you might see when you come here. And hopefully 20 years from now, you'll remember this morning, and then you will take a look and see what has happened. And what will have happened will be done the right way, will have been enjoyed by thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. So I thank you. I thank everyone for coming.